we've covered his Minecraft layouts the last couple years. Well, he's back, and he's greatly expanded on the layout. So he's going to take us through the new sections and also give us an overview of the entire thing here.
All the new stuff is really good, including the pirate ship theme, because it took me a really long time to get all the blue base plates on.
Okay. So you've got the pirate ship here. What else is happening here in the new area?
Right now, Alex is fishing, but she caught a pair of Steve's pants. There's a ginormous shipwreck with a pirate and another pirate fighting two burnt zombies. And I couldn't think of any way to make the other pirate ship, so I took one off and placed it on here so we can make an even bigger pirate ship.
That's the way to go.
Yeah, it's super cool. And we have multiple zombies fighting. And this island right here, I call it the battle zone. Yeah, it's really cool. Have a little skeleton, and I think I used the gold part for something else. I don't know. I'm gonna check. Hold on. Yeah, there is.
Are these little turtles here?
Yeah, the turtles are frankly new from the new pirate ship set, including the dolphins. And all of it is pretty ironic, and my favorite part are the emergency boats, because if the ship goes down, they can throw the boats down so they can escape.
They can save themselves.
Yeah, they can save themselves. Except I don't know if the TNT was a good idea.
Maybe not the best idea on a pirate ship.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. So let's move down to this section then. So this year you've got a cool new added section underwater here.
Yeah, and we included the shipwreck from 1.13 update, and it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. And we have the ocean monument right here with all the different guardians, the Ender Guardian and the normal Guardian. And I think my favorite piece on this board is the squid. He's just like, how you do? And the other squid is just looking around the ocean monument. Super cool. And there's different kinds of sponges, so you can place the sponge here to open up the little water door. Super cool. And there's a little hidden secret area for the sponge to hide, because if you need to hide the sponge so you can protect the treasure. This is gonna be in here.
There you go. So it's all thought out. How'd you design the walls?
The walls, we use different kinds of bricks, and to get these great pieces on, we use bricks with studs on one side, and we decorize them to look like seaweed. So that's pretty cool. And there's a little area here in the back. There's a little lever here that opens up the gate. So really cool.
Yeah. Play functions. So then if we go back up top, what's this area over here?
That is a miniature golf course, but right now we couldn't get the glass near the ocean monument because we couldn't get the tables far enough. So yeah.
Can you take us through some of the details in the miniature golf course, some of the holes you have there? You can come over here. I made all of this stuff. There's
Steve creepers and all sorts of stuff in the golf course. Steve's trying to get his ball out of the lake. Steve is trying to putt right here, and we use little hockey sticks for golf stuff. Me and my mom couldn't figure out a way to actually to make the golf putters.
And then what's happening at this hole here?
The two magma cubes are trying to golf, except they have no balls. An iron golem finished the hole. A slime is just chilling out in the sun. I don't really technically know if that's chilling or not. Alex is trying to look at the map to see which hole she's on, and I made this bonus level for the golf course, and it's actually playable. You can take a figure with a hockey stick or a normal hockey stick, grab a 1x1 dot in any color, and you can try and beat the other player's score. We made 19 holes, and I tried to make a little spinning feature. You had to turn it on its own, so pretty cool.
Yes.
And if you look over here, you can see my favorite character from Shovel Knights, the red Shovel Knight, is petting a pig. And I made two Alexes playing putt-putt together. There's a little secret area that turns. So,
Very nice, yeah.
really cool.
And what about this section over here?
This section, we use different kinds of characters from the Nether because, well, there's lava, and we used a ton of bricks. We used the Bedrock Adventure. We made a little fort, and this pigman right here is making his own little fort tower. So really cool.
You even got the Minecraft themed arcade?
Yeah. It's super cool, but I don't understand why the actual play screen is 2D. Shouldn't it be 3D because, well, Minecraft's 3D?
Who knows?
Yeah. So.
And then we've got the big mountain here.
Yeah. Wait, didn't I already explain that?
So what was the mountain in a previous video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember last Brickfest?
Yeah. So this is one you brought back this year. Is it still holding together okay?
Yep. Except some of the guests fell down, so I used their little tentacles for to keep them up. Sometimes I use these. Sometimes I try and hook them because, well, they're sometimes upside down. And yeah, that's really cool. We have a little villager's house. I have no idea why there's a crafting table and a bed in the way. How are you going to get inside? So
You'll have to figure that one out.
yeah, and I made a mini land completely out of Legos. And I thought, oh, okay, why not this be my little thing while all the other boards are in the what's it called?
So this is your layout. So while all the other big boards are stored away, then this is the micro small layout.
Yeah, and everyone is trying to help put it together. There's Steve's in the Nether trying to put down some figures. Steve is moving a platform to a empty area. Another Steve is making like a cave area with a Steve in his hand. Wait, where's the bat? I put a bat somewhere? And apparently he was carrying a zombie, but that's fine.
Show up somewhere. But yeah, this is really cool. So it's just a small version of the whole layout here.
Yeah, it's super cool, and there's 3 Endermen trying to hold up the little area for the end because, well, that's their home.
What do we have in this area?
Oh, and we have a ton of creepers worshipping the big creeper. That's actually in our Easter egg hunt. That's super cool. And that's...
We've got this giant guy right here. Is this new?
Yeah, that's pretty new. And I was so close of breaking this thing. He comes in multiple pieces. And I'm thinking he took over like 2,000 Legos or something like that.
A lot of pieces.
Yeah. We actually took multiple days to get back to work and work on it. I needed a little help with it, just like the tornado in the back.
Yeah, so if we go around the side, so you have the tornado back this year as well. Is that staying together for you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Not that many figures though. And if we look over at the castle, aka the fort, there's a zombie apocalypse just waiting for all the thieves to battle. You see all the thieves?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah. And I had a crucial Steve without any legs and bleeding out red bricks. Bit crucial.
And then what's the white section there in the middle?
The white section is the snow biome with all the different activities. You can place a pumpkin on a body, and apparently it turns into a snow golem. There's a lot of zombie pigman chasing after a Steve with a pig. That pig must be so terrified. And I almost forgot the end fortress. And for some reason, I was still working on the end fortress, so my mom was helping me with the plates, and apparently she made it red, even though that it's underground, but not in the nether. I don't understand. I just don't understand. It's so weird.
So how long have you been working on this Minecraft layout? How many years has this taken you?
I think 3 years, since I was like 4 or something.
So it's been a long time.
Yeah, really, really, really long time.
How do you decide what section you're going to add? Do you play the game a lot and then just find a cool new section?
We play the game. Well, mostly I, because my mom doesn't play the game. She doesn't really care. And I look at all the instructions for all the new stuff from 1.10.0.
The game updates?
Yeah, with the new shield, aka the not cool one, because I don't know why, but LEGO decided to add the shield very early before the update. Like, it's been like 5 updates ago since they added the shield in the mountain cave. So yeah, that's hard to understand. We have the little farm area near the snow biome. We have that mountain, but if you can see very well, you won't be able to. It won't be able to be up for a little while.
Oh, the big mountain in the middle there.
Yeah, the big mountain in the middle. It's falling apart, and I don't understand.
Is it the bricks are starting to fall off?
Yeah, some bricks are trying to fall off. They're like this. Yeet! Come on, let me off this mountain. Yeet!
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, this build, when you've had it around for several years, it's hard to keep everything together.
Yeah, it's so hard. And including running away from a giant tornado with two zombies on their knees trying to run away from a, I don't know how to say this, but I'm guessing in the EF5, I guess. A tornado this big, I have no idea the largest tornadoes.
But this one is pretty powerful.
Yeah, this one's really powerful. It just started right over here, and the zombies are like minding their own business in the little house. Like, hey, what's that noise out there? Holy crap, a tornado!
Is their house gonna survive?
I'm guessing so. Some of the roof is torn off. I don't know if there's going to be any more of the house. I'm thinking there's going to be no of the castle.
What are your plans for the future with this layout? Are you going to keep adding more sections?
Yeah, and I'm thinking, why not we build the new village that's going to come out soon? Because there's new villages in Minecraft for the 1.10.0. So, really cool. And all we have is this huge block, maybe a rectangle of Minecraft. I don't know if this is going to get bigger or not, or we're just going to fill in the patches. Like,
oh, the blank space back there, you think you can add some sections?
And I'm thinking, hey, why not I add a little bit of my new Star Wars area, except I can't because they won't allow the board to count for the new record.
I see.
Yeah, so really disappointing. But my mom said after the public comes and it's all down, and when I hit the record, I can put up my Star Wars set. So really cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking us through all the new stuff in the layout and what you've got here. I'm glad you continue to expand on and look forward to seeing more of it in the future. Thank you, Kaedin.
This is going to be really hard because I don't know if we're going to have enough money to buy all of the sets. We have like 5 mountain caves in this. One with the fort, one over near the little old stuff, and another one somewhere. I have no idea where. I'm not checking every board.
Yeah, there's a lot of boards here.
Yeah, there is a lot.
Well, thank you. It's really fantastic. Good work, and I'm glad you could set it up here.
Thank you. It's been my dream to get the world record. And also speaking of new updates, we forgot the most important parts of our thing, our pigs.
Is the pigs your favorite character?
Yeah, the pigs are my favorite part. So as sheep, cows, llamas, the new villagers with llamas, and gas because they're like floating gas. Well, they're just big bowls of ghosts. So really cool. And that's pretty much it.
That is cool. Thank you once again for sharing. This is fantastic.
Yeah, this is going to be really hard to make for the couple of years. So this is going to be really fun.
I'm Steve Hassenplug, and this is my Minecraft layout for Brickworld Indie. And what I did on this is, the idea is sort of a cutaway. Instead of the big flat layout like we see a lot of the other layouts, this one is cut away so that you can sort of see underground, inside the mine. And there's different aspects here, so we can see, you know, there's a lot more vertical that's showing than you see on most layouts. I'm not really a Minecraft expert, so I've had some consultations from my son and a few other kids give me some good advice on how everything should look inside this. But the whole key to this is the boxes. And we can look around here and see sort of where there's separate boxes. But like I can make one box. This box doesn't really have anything on it at all. It's just sort of an empty plate. But the boxes is 32 studs by 16 studs deep. And then we can put in it whatever we want to. In this case, we just have a bunch of TNT. That's a dangerous room. Don't go in there. But most of these don't really relate to the other cells around it. This one here, I have some water on the surface that sort of goes underground. So those are kind of tied together. But for the most part, they're all independent boxes. I do have at the bottom, I've got a mine cart that goes all the way across, goes up a hill and back down, sort of tying modules together. I do have, down on this end, I have my sort of museum, yeah. Which is most of the brick events that I've gone to since 2002, and a lot of the figs that I've gotten specific to different events.
That's quite the collection of brick badges there.
Yeah, I think I've got a GBC slave and a band from GBC, both in the same room. I think I'm the only one with both of those.
That's an honor, really.
But this is set up so that all these are the same size. I've got a couple like this one goes on the end, which is a wider cell. It's actually 48 studs wide. Then up on top, I've got a 16 stud wide cell. But that just allows me to sort of interlock all these boxes as we go across. We can see back here, actually this cell right in the middle is a deeper cell. It goes, I think it's more than 16. It's about 24 studs deep, I think. So with this same sort of configuration, I'm able to set up a little bit of variation. I've got a cell here that has just 6 studs deep, so I can put just a walkway, like if you're just digging a single mine, or a shaft up if you want the vertical shaft. This is something that I just actually put in last week, sort of tying these cells together. So back down here, you can kind of see where there's sort of a doorway where it goes into a dead end here. But this doorway allows them to tie these cells together as we go across. Then I've got a couple somewhat blank cells as we go. And then I'm able to vary the height. This is just another cell. In this case, just has a hill on it. So I can go up to get some vertical difference in height. We've got, of course, our mineral room. And the end of our minecart, which this happens to just not end on this in this world. It's prepared to go off to the next world. My tunnel comes around the corner, as we can see, going into the nether regions. And again, this is all advice from my expert. We had to have this as low as we could. It's supposed to be way underground, but you know, it's an entire 4 cells down. Again, this is one of the cells that's an irregular shape. It's essentially the size of three cells put together. And we can kind of see here's another blank cell, small cell. But this is sort of how I've got the whole style, so that the top can come off. And each of the cells is pretty much the same dimension. So they're actually set so that I could mount them in different ways. They have the exact same configuration.
It's very modular then, and it's easy to add and take away and switch stuff up.
The long-term plan for this is to make it so that other people are able to make cells and contribute to this. But yeah, I can move these and they all line up in whatever orientation I want to. As I said, most of the cells don't relate to the cell next to it, and that's part of the joy of this. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to, maybe in Chicago, have it set up so that people can build their own cells and bring them in. And then we'll be able to go several tables long. I don't think we'll go much taller than this, because we don't want it so that, we want to make sure that people can see the top and the bottom. both kids and adults can see
Right.
all the stuff that's showed off here. So I think we'll end up trying to make it a lot longer. This you can kind of see is not set up to be viewed from the back, but that's just part of the fun of Lego, where you can kind of hide that.
There you go. You just get the nice looking front edge with all the action going on. So obviously when you look at this, there's a ton of gray in this, like 2x4 size and other bricks like that. Is that difficult to source for you?
I got a hold of a bunch of the 8x16 plates, and then most of this is just 2x4 brick. So nothing fancy about a large portion of it. I ran a little short on some of my gray 2x2s, so I had to make do with what I had. But then I've got a fair amount of the gray 2x2 tiles.
Yeah, nice. Well, I think it's a cool collab idea. It'll be interesting to see where it goes from here in the future. And, you know, you made it with these nice little blocks, and so you're able to add to it very easily. And I think it looks like it's a great start here. So thanks for taking us through the build.
Thank you.
So Minecraft, I got into, I guess, a little bit late in, well, let's say 2013, 2014 or so, and played it only on the Xbox, which at the time was a completely separate tree of code. So it didn't have nearly as many features as the full Java version did. But I still enjoyed it and had a lot of fun. Had my own, little world that I created, and a friend had his own world, and we would visit each other's worlds and stuff. And
there you go.
And then I actually started doing this stuff before Lego itself started getting into that theme, and started with the overworld builds for that, and just randomly, just because obviously Minecraft and Lego go together very well.
It lends itself very easily to being created with Lego. Yeah.
Very much.
I think that's what a lot of people said when Lego actually started to release those sets. Is kind of like, this is kind of what we've
Of course. What took you so long? But yeah, so now there are so many more pieces available, and the prints and everything that's allowed me to expand this out. And that's a pretty developed area and space down there now. So I'm pretty happy with how that looks. But with my most recent expansion, I've been able to give myself a little bit more room. So I'll be expanding that off to your right a little bit, another half table worth. But my friends and I have also gotten back into playing again, and now that we only game on the Xbox, but the Xbox version is the same as the regular version now, finally.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're getting all the good stuff in there.
Hi, I'm Dave Pickett from Brick 101, and I built this Minecraft armor out of Lego. You can see I've got little Minecraft Steve here wearing his iron armor, and I scaled it up so that I could wear it. It uses 6x6 plates for each pixel from the armor, so I actually took the sprite from the game and just scaled it up. I originally did 4x4, but that was more child-sized armor. I didn't do all of the shoulder pads, but on the back you can see my Brick 101 logo as well as Flexo. So in addition to Lego, I used Flexo for the joints. If you're not familiar, Flexo is a really great building system that's compatible with Lego that adds in flexibility. So yeah, that's my Lego Flexo Minecraft iron armor.
There you go. Is it easy to take on and off? Pretty simple?
It's a process. Okay. I've gotten really good at it over the past few days where I can do that without it like crashing into 5 pieces. But yeah, I did a lot of I tried to do reinforcement on the underside. I don't know how well you can see any of that, but it could be even more sturdy than it is. I should probably put just like whole base plates under there. But I kind of like built this as I was getting here. So yeah, but no, it's fun, and I'll be doing a in-depth tutorial on my video in the next couple weeks when I like recover from Brick World sickness.
Exactly, So what prompted Minecraft armor for you?
Yeah, I mean, Minecraft has always been a really big thing for me with Lego. I've done a lot of Minecraft builds over the years, and I made the Infinity Gauntlet. Have you ever seen that one? Yeah, so I made the Infinity Gauntlet out of Flexo and Lego, and I got a lot of response from that at my last convention, so I thought, how could I take that to the like next level, something that would be even more visible than the glove, and also that I could still sign books with and do things with while I was wearing it. So, and Minecraft was just an easy choice because it was like easy to like scale up pretty quickly. I literally did this in like half a day, like last minute, so it worked out really well. But I have like ideas for like other armor I might do in the future. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I think it turned out great. Definitely recognizable as Minecraft. So thanks for talking with me about it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Hey everyone, Joshua Hanlon here in Billund, Denmark, and now I'm joined by a designer from the LEGO Minecraft line. So if you want to start off by introducing yourself and kind of talking about some of your history with LEGO and your education up to the point that you became a designer here.
Yeah, I'm Joe Kyde. I'm a designer on Minecraft. I've been at LEGO for 3 years. I've been on Minecraft for 2. My background is as a toy designer. I have an education in industrial design. I've a little over 20 years of experience as a designer, but now I'm working for LEGO and I love it.
Okay, so you kind of took the more traditional path, like getting the degree in kind of the area related to what you're doing here.
Yeah. It's an interesting mix here at LEGO of both professional designers and then professional AFOLs.
Okay.
So it's nice to be surrounded by such a diversity of talent.
Mm-hmm. Were you a LEGO fan growing up and kind of before you came to the company?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember my first set was I forget the number, but it was a classic space little gray rover with a yellow spaceman.
Sure, yeah. Some of those great old classic space sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So you kind of were very big into it before you even started the company.
Yeah. I don't know that I would be able to claim the title of AFOL because I wasn't really active in the online community, but I was always buying LEGO. So yeah.
Okay. So then, what kind of led you to LEGO? Kind of as a designer, what kind of led you here?
I had never really thought about working for LEGO, and then I thought, why not? And I looked it up, and they were hiring on the website. They had a job posted. I had an old colleague who actually worked here, and I started talking to him about it just to ask about the company, and he suggested I apply, and here I am.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. And a question I know I get from a lot of fans, especially if I mention I'm talking to designers, is kind of if they were interested in becoming a designer, what kind of tips would you have for them, whether it's like education path or just tips in general?
Well, I mean, it depends on your goal. If you want to work for LEGO, you don't need a background in design.
Okay.
You need a background in passion for LEGO, really.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the skills, then the company is going to be interested. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So then, getting more specific to the Minecraft stuff we have here, was this what you were put on when you first started the company, the designing the Minecraft?
No, I originally started on Creator,
Okay.
and I was on Creator for about a year, and then switched over to Minecraft. I knew the Minecraft game. I played it before, so I was very familiar with the IP. And it always helps to have a designer on the team who's passionate and knowledgeable about the IP that you're working on.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, yeah. If you had played the game and came in with some knowledge, I'm sure that's much better than just sticking someone who's never like opened up Minecraft on a computer.
Yeah, and they say go learn it this weekend. Like okay, but no, I knew all the characters. I'm like, no, I got this. I love Minecraft. So yeah.
That's great. Is that common within the company to kind of move designers from department to department, moving them around?
I think it depends. I mean, it's a very open company. It's very flexible, and they're really interested in what your passion is, what you're interested in, because that's where you're going to do your best work is on something that you really enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really interesting. So then these specific Minecraft sets we've got here, if you want to kind of talk about when you sit down and kind of start your approach to designing a Minecraft set, what is that process like? Especially since I think one thing interesting with Minecraft is it's such like, everything in the game is different. There's not any particular like structures that you necessarily want to recreate.
Yeah.
It's a very changing game. So how do you kind of get inspiration for what the actual set is going to look like in the
Yeah,
end?
well, we look at the video game itself. We spend a lot of time playing it, and we look at the different biomes, so the different environments that you're in, and the different things that occur in those biomes. There are a couple of pre-generated structures. There are temples. And like the ice spikes here, the ice spikes are a naturally occurring thing in the colder environments, and we like to take a look at what's in the game and what really catches our interest visually that would make a good set. And we also look at what you do in the game when you're in the Nether, for instance, and you want to build a Nether railway to transport in, you know, your ores that you're mining, or you know, you want to build a house that's got a little waterfall built into it, and so we look at what makes sense from a game perspective, and then we just start building.
And Minecraft is obviously super popular with kids,
Yes.
has been for several years. So do you get kind of kids involved in the process and having them look at it and kind of see how they approach some of the builds and things like that as you're working on the sets?
We always look for feedback from kids, both in terms of, you know, what we develop and in terms of what they play in the game. You know, we look at YouTube videos, we go on forums and you know, really research about, you know, what kids think about the different things in Minecraft, what they think is cool. They especially love TNT, anything that blows up. You know, they just love that feature. You know, anytime they see the little TNT thing, they think, there's going to be something there that's going to make it blow up. I got to find out what it is.
Anything that explodes is popular with
Yeah,
kids.
yeah. Kids love explosions.
There you go. So then when you're designing, are you pretty much designing only for kids or specifically for kids, or do you try to at all keep the kind of adult community in mind with Minecraft because it's so kid oriented?
I think if you do a good job designing a Minecraft set, it's going to appeal to both.
Okay.
And that's my goal. I want something that's fun for kids, but for any really hardcore Minecraft fan, you know, they're going to say, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this, you know, I know what this is in the game. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be very familiar with it then.
Yeah.
So obviously Minecraft is a computer game. When you're designing these, are you using computer programs, or is it just kind of a pile of bricks and then you start putting together something like the set we see here? How does that process work?
Well, when I'm playing the game, you know, you can only play the game
Right.
in the video game. So you know, we'll play around in that. But when it comes to building the sets, I like the physical brick. I like the feel of building with physical bricks. You know, making sure that things work right, making sure that mechanisms work, and seeing what kind of features I can get out of things. And so it's always starting with a pile of bricks for me.
Okay, yeah, that's really nice. So you just able to sit down and kind of imagine it as you work through
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Something that's really interesting in Minecraft is the unique minifigs. Obviously, you've got like
Yeah.
the square parts and everything. How,
Yeah.
how does that work? If you can talk us through the kind of the minifig process with Minecraft sets.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting balance because you want something that looks Minecraft and you want something that looks Lego. What we ended up doing was just making this cubical head that is very iconic for Minecraft, but for the rest of the figure, it's just a normal minifigure. So it has a good mix of both the Minecraft and the Lego DNA. And that kind of carries over into the more specific figures like the creeper. It still uses that same cubical minifigure head, but the body, because it's such a unique, iconic design, you know, we had to make a new piece for that. But we try and at least make it as Lego-y as possible.
And so when you've got these, you know, obviously, like you said, iconic designs like that, you had to make a new piece. Is that a hard thing for you to get kind of the company to do, to make new pieces for sets, or how does that work?
I think it's when it makes sense for the IP. If you really need something that brings a whole lot of value to the play, and in a case like the creeper, it's such an important part of the IP that it just makes sense to make a new piece.
Yeah. So when it really is important to the set, then it's worth it in the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting. So you mentioned kind of the different biomes in the set, and you obviously have like the ice stuff and things like that. What are some of do you have like a favorite type of biome that you like to design or build in, or like, you know, ice versus?
Yeah, I'm not even really sure why, but I think my favorite is the jungle.
Okay.
Probably because it's pretty hard to find in the game itself. It's pretty rare, and it has the jungle temple, which is actually generated in the game. And they're really hard to find, and it used to be one of the only places where you could get a couple of unique pieces in the game, a couple of bricks. So I've always kind of been drawn to that. So I was very happy when I got a chance to design the jungle temple set. I was like, yeah, I got this. Yeah.
And as you're working on this process, is this like teams of designers, or basically just you sitting down, kind of coming up with the sets, or how does that generally work, like bouncing ideas off other people?
There's a team. If you follow our LEGO Minecraft channel on YouTube, you see us. We do videos pretty frequently about the sets. We've got Max and Robert and I are the designers on the team.
Okay. So you can kind of bounce ideas off each other. And see what works. That kind of thing.
And we all play the game together. We all have all of our structures that we built in the game itself, and we see what we can build in the game, and then we see what we can build in Lego.
Something interesting that Minecraft, I know, has been doing recently more some of the bigger sets, some of the higher price type sets. Is that trying to reach like a different audience than a lot of the other Minecraft sets, maybe like a more adult audience with more money to spend, or what was kind of the thinking behind
the thinking is that we want to offer a really nice immersive play experience that sometimes it's best delivered in a large item, especially when it comes to Minecraft, because you have these giant structures. Like the ocean temple is huge in the game, and the different cave systems. We want to try and capture that. So sometimes it's best done in a pretty large set.
Definitely. And something, I think a lot of people, they hear the job of Lego designer and they're like, oh, dream job, that'd be so amazing. So I guess my question to you would be kind of, what's the favorite part of your, maybe like the least favorite part that people wouldn't generally think of, and they just have this image of like.
Wow, it's hard to pick a favorite. I think it's the people I work with. It's being surrounded by so many people who are passionate about what they're doing, who just love building and playing all day, being creative. I have a lot of amazing coworkers, and just seeing what everybody is able to come up with. It's humbling to work with such a vast array of talent. Least favorite thing? I don't know.
There's just nothing. It's all amazing all the time.
Well, I mean, it takes a while to get to work on the bus, but I can usually take a nap, so that's fine.
That works. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool that the people, I think, in any job are really important, and if you find good people to work with, that's very
it's such an amazing company.
Yeah, that's really neat. And then something we talked about this briefly before we started the interview here, but you're originally from the United States,
yes.
So maybe someone in the U.S. living over there thinking, oh, if I could get a job over there, what was kind of the moving process like? Was that hard at all, the transition from the U.S. to Denmark? Yeah,
I was a little worried about that, but it's actually been really, really nice. I really love Denmark as a country. People complain about the weather, but I think it's great. And everybody speaks English. I've tried to learn Danish. It's not the easiest language to learn, but it's been a really interesting experience.
Yeah, well, fascinating stuff. And one other thing that I wanted to ask you about, I know when Minecraft originally started, there was kind of the micro world type sets. Is there any plan to kind of revisit that type of building, or what we see here more of that?
It's interesting because it was the first time we took, I believe it was the first time we took a Lego QSO Lego Ideas concept and applied it to a larger theme, and I think the reason we did that was because it was such a good match between the Minecraft IP and the Lego play experience. But we really wanted to apply it to a minifigure style of play because we think it delivers a lot better. But who knows what the future holds?
Great stuff. And then I'm looking at the boxes here. When you're working on a set, how closely are you working with like box art designer or the instruction manual designers? Is that part of your job at all to kind of work on that, and how does that work?
Yeah, it's a very collaborative process. Okay. We're constantly talking with everyone, getting ideas. We want to make sure that the instructions are clear, they make sense, and when you look at the box, the set is laid out in a really nice way, and it kind of shows all the play features. So it's a lot of talking back and forth about what looks the best on the packaging, what's the best experience for a kid when they get this. They want to make sure that when a kid sees the box, they see how much fun the set is going to be, and then of course when they build it, it makes sense for the kid.
Definitely. So you get everyone involved in that way, and do your best to get the best product out the door then.
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me and give some insight into the Minecraft line. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks
Appreciate
for talking to me.